Hello guys and welcome back to Grade 7 Geography. My name is Mr. Hughes and I'll be your host for today. Before we get into it, make sure you click the subscribe button, like and comment, and click the notification bell for regular notifications when we upload. Just a joke. Anyway, carrying on. So recap, last lesson we looked at direction, and direction helps us to know where we are. Okay, quite simple. And it's a point of reference for us. Okay, and we looked at the cardinal points: north, east, south, west, or never eat soggy wheat bix, or never eat sour watermelon, or whatever you would like to use. And then we have our intermediate points. Okay, northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest as located here on our PowerPoint. Cool. Let's move on. So we looked at a couple of different activities. We learned about direction. We practiced direction. We tested ourselves and we pushed the limits. And so today we're going to move on from that. Okay, we're going to look at using direction, but we're going to learn about maps. Okay, maps are very important. They help to show us and tell us where everything is, what way we're going, where we've been, how to get there. And so it's important that we know how a map is made correctly. Okay, so we're going to jump into it. The way that maps are made, before we start, I want you to please take notes on this PowerPoint, because as we get to the end, you're going to, after we do this online lesson, you're going to head over to My Ed Online and complete some questions, okay, regarding this. So, maps, in order to make a map, there are different things, okay? There are 6 different points that you need to have for your map to be complete and accurate, okay? So the first thing we need to know is that these 6 things, they are identified using an acronym. An acronym is BOLTS. Yay, BOLTS. Let me highlight that because I can. Power of technology. Cool. So BOLTS, okay, and it's explained over here. So we have 6 points. The first one is border. The second one is orientation. The next one is legend. The next one is T. We then have scale. And the last one is source, okay? And I'm not talking about tomato sauce or barbecue. Anyway, I'll stop now. Anyway, so we've got bolts, okay, with 2 S's. So we're going to jump into what each of these are, why they're important for our map. Remember to take notes, please, as you'll need this for your My Ed Online. And it's important that you take notes and fill in the My Ed Online accurately, because this is actually your assessment, your first assessment, your skills, okay? Moving on. So, border. The border is the edges of the map, and so we know the outline of the map that we're looking at, okay? Usually they're identified as a box around the map, and you can see that here. That red line is showing us where the border of our map is, okay? That's a really easy one, standard, but it's important so that when you draw your own map, you know to put a border around it, okay? We won't spend too much time on that one. It's quite self-explanatory, okay? The second one, so we've got border. We have orientation, okay? And this is where our direction lesson comes into play. So orientation shows us the direction of the map, okay? So which way is the map facing? Orientation will tell us this, okay? Maps indicate which direction is north. A map will indicate which direction is north by using the orientation. Once you know where north is, you can work out the direction to other places, okay? Without the orientation of the map on there, how would we know whether that's north or that's north or that's north? We wouldn't know. So that's why it's important, and that is located here. As an example, you can see that it has north with an arrow facing up, okay? That means north is that way. That way is, I'm not sure which way the camera's reflecting me, but I think that's your east, maybe. That's your west, and that's your south, okay? So we know. So it's important to have that on there, because otherwise, how would you use your cardinal points? So it's good. It's a place of reference for us. Okay, cool. So the first one we had was border. Now we have orientation. The next one is legend. And usually this term is thrown around and used to describe certain people. There are some grade 7 geography teachers who may fall under this category, but we'll leave that for another day. No, it is not talking about people. Legend talks about this little group of symbols and words down here, and let me read this out for you. The legend contains all the symbols that are used in the map and what each of them mean. Map symbols are used to show location of selected features of the environments. Often, the symbols will look like the features that they represent. So, for example, if it is a church, you will see it usually use the symbol a cross. Or if it is a, what else we got on here? Is that a swimming pool? Maybe? Yep. Swimming. We got swimming down here. So it looks like a person swimming in the water. So they replicate what they are. So the map should have a legend, but if they don't, you can kind of tell what it is. But as you can see down here, we have the legend of our map, okay? Each of the symbols that are on the map are in the legend so that you have references to what each of the symbols are. Awesome. Let's see what the next one is. So we have border, orientation, legend, and then we have title, okay? This is another simple one, a basic one, but often this can be left out or forgotten, which is pretty crazy because the title tells us the purpose of the map, okay? It tells us the name of the place and what is being shown on the map, okay? And as you can see here, Cape Beauty, and that is shown up the top there. So make sure you have a map, okay? If we had a map of, an aerial view of our school, the top of the map would say MacArthur Adventist College. So it describes the place where you are so that people know that's where it is. Easy to know. You now understand that one. So we have border, orientation, legend, title. The next one is scale. Okay, this is a tough one. We're going to pretty much do a whole lesson on scale, but it is a hard one, okay? But we're going to talk through it. We're going to learn together. So maps are obviously much smaller than the real area that they represent. So obviously this place, Cape Beauty, isn't the size you can see up there. It's obviously a bigger place. So the scale on the map shows us how much smaller the map is than the real area. Using a scale, you can measure distances on the map and calculate the distances that they represent in real life, okay? To put it simply, oftentimes on the map you'll have the scale and it'll be shown in kilometers or miles or wherever you're from. But kilometers are an easy way, you refer to the scale and measure that area out and it'll tell you how big that place is in real life. So for example, 1 centimeter on the map might represent, a couple kilometers somewhere, okay? So there we have our scale. And don't worry if you don't fully understand yet. I just want you to know the names of these places for now. And then we will go into depth a little bit later, okay? So we have border, orientation, legend, title, scale, and the last one, source, okay? And this isn't, your Caesar dressing and your barbecue sauce or your mayo. No, this is source. This is where the information comes from, okay? This is, referencing as we've spoken about, or you may have spoken about in your other classes. Source, okay? So it's important to show the details of where the information for the map has come from. Have you gotten it off of Google? Have you, wherever you've gotten it? And there's your source, okay? Awesome. So, I will leave it there because the next part we're going to look at is scale. So what I want you to do now, I want you to head over to My Ed Online and you're going to actually answer the questions of what each of these are, okay? Awesome. We'll see you over there.